Okay, quickly before we start this video, I need to thank Game Explain on YouTube because I saw their video come out before I saw the actual TV spot from Illumination, so that is what I learned about and watched first. And I also need to thank them because of the frame pauses they chose, it enabled me to make this meme. Now, to be completely honest though, I think the Academy Awards are absolute bullshit and don't mean a damn thing, and if you want to counteract me on that, let me remind you that Shark Tale in 2004 got nominated for an animated for best animated feature over Polar Express and the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, and it was deemed worthy to be nominated alongside Shrek 2 and The Incredibles. So the academies mean shit, and don't base how good a movie is on them. Please. Let's get into it. I don't want to talk about stuff today. Just wasted 30 minutes last night talking about Disney again, like I always do. I don't want to go over Illumination today. How is this supposed to work? Do I eat it, or do I just touch it, or wait, I know how it works. Woken up. Yeah, it's been a long while since I talked about this movie. I had some other things on my mind, some other priorities, and got some new info, let's say. So, literally only about 20 minutes ago, I saw a TV spot released by Illumination on YouTube that gives us some really fascinating new information on the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I'm probably going to get copyright claimed for this, even though the clip isn't that long. But seeing how I got a copyright claim on my reaction to the movie, but it said that it allows me to use it, like allow us to use the video even though it gets copyright claimed. I don't get it. I'm just gonna play it. So first off, whether you've seen it or not, here you go.
Meow. Ah! You got the cat box! Oh my... I'm sorry. Okay. Now you die.
And we're back. So not a lot to talk about here, but there are a few things I want to cover. And first off, let me make something more clear. I'm not opposed to the idea of a Super Mario Brothers movie. I'm not opposed to the idea of an animated Super Mario Brothers movie. I'm not opposed to that at all. I just want it to be more like Super Mario Adventures and less like New Super Mario Brothers. I want it to really be free to experiment and be unique. Whether you think the Super Show is legitimately a good show, whether you think the Donkey Kong Country Show is a legitimately good show, whether you think the Super Mario World and Super Mario Bros. 3, those versions, are legitimately good shows, they at least were unafraid to experiment and do different things that Mario doesn't normally do and be free to have fun and be goofy about it. Part of that was just because they were Saturday morning cartoons and you gotta have a good variety in what you do, and there's plenty of cliche Saturday morning plots for many cartoons, especially of that era, but at the very least, they were unique and different. My biggest concern with this being an Illumination movie was it not being unique and just being extremely by the numbers Illumination. Because Illumination does not make good films, but they don't make bad films, or interestingly bad films, or entertainingly bad films. Illumination makes serviceable films, which is why it isn't fun to talk about them, in my opinion, and why I get so frustrated that they constantly are staying afloat consistently because of it. Now, I've talked a little bit about this with my friends, but it took me a while to realize this. Super Nintendo World, I call it Super Mario World for a reason, in Universal Studios of America are slated to open in February. It took me a while to put together what an ingenious marketing strategy that was. Because then the movie releases worldwide early Easter weekend, April. Yes, it releases on Good Friday of April. I kid you not. I can't wait to see how they work that into the advertising. But because of that, in 2 months after the park has been officially out, they've fine tuned anything that was like major issue when it first came out. Kids are going to be begging their parents to take them to Nintendo World after seeing the movie. They're going to watch the movie and they're going to want to get to go Nintendo World. Well, they're going to think, look, Mom, it's Mario. It's Mario. Kids aren't going to care that it's Chris Pratt's voice. They will just see the Mario and Luigi costumes at Nintendo World and think that that's the same Mario and Luigi. My theory. I think that's why that happened. And it was a very, very sneaky marketing strategy if that was their intention. With that being said, let's get to the actual TV spot because I need to get those off my chest and make it clear that I am not as much in flux and hostile toward this movie because I don't like Mario or I don't fully like Nintendo. Well, I don't fully like Nintendo, but I don't hate Nintendo by any means. Or that I just didn't want this movie to succeed. I want this movie to be good. I don't care if it succeeds or not. I want it to be a good movie. That at the very least is fun to talk about and enjoy. At least, good or bad. The TV spot reveals only two new things because it is more footage of the DK fight in the Coliseum that we got in the first major trailer. In the second major trailer. First off, the Cat Mario power up from Super Mario 3D World has been confirmed to be in this movie, and it looks like it will play a central part in that scene. First off, this now confirms the Tanuki suit from Super Mario 3D Land, the cat suit from Super Mario 3D World, and the Fire Flower being used by Princess Peach in this movie. My problem with this, number one, people are going to use this movie as an excuse to insult the Paramount Sonic movies. Because they will just see that they're using the actual power ups from the game and it's in the game world, technically, and they will say, but Sonic didn't do it. Sonic went to Earth and they didn't actually go to the planets. That makes it suck. Because, one, there were people like that when the movie came out. I'm not saying that everyone talked about it like that, but a lot of people, especially people who don't like the first movie, wish they'd stuck to being on the actual game worlds. I think it worked with Sonic the Hedgehog, especially Sonic the Hedgehog 2, in my humble opinion. But I'm concerned that people are going to use the Mario movie as a soapbox to try and justify those movies as being worse than they actually are. That's concern one. Concern two is a bigger one, actually directed at the movie itself. I don't think this movie is going to be user-friendly for non-Nintendo fans. Let's say you're a parent taking your kid to this movie, and your kid knows the basics. They know who the characters are. And you know what Mario looks like. Let's say that you're a parent and you've never played a Mario game in your life, but you know what the main characters look like. Now let's say this movie throws at you, one, already everything we've seen. You, the parent, have to figure out, what are these penguins? Who is Bowser? What are all these minions he has? What is the wizard? What's with the wizard? Why is Mario keep changing power-ups? Who's Donkey Kong? Why is he a big gorilla? Who is that? What are Yoshi's? What is Luigi? What is Princess Peach doing? Why are there so many different Toads? What? I'm concerned that this movie is going to buckle under its own weight of getting as many references and power-ups in it as possible in your face. And that's why I really, really hope Rosalina is not in this movie. I love Rosalina. I love Daisy. I love Rosalina and Daisy more than Princess Peach by a long shot. I especially love Rosalina. But I really don't think her inclusion in this movie will work. I think this movie is going to buckle under its own weight of trying to be too many games at once in the movie. And under that, we will lose the central focus of the plot beyond just Bowser has the MacGuffin, Mario has to work with other people to get the MacGuffin and defeat Bowser. Because yes, the superstar is a MacGuffin, plain and simple. It's pretty damn obvious. But then it becomes a Rise of Skywalker, and it becomes an It Chapter 2 of video game movies. It becomes, oh, we gotta do here, now we gotta go here, oh, now we gotta do this, now we gotta make this difference, now we gotta go to this world, now we gotta meet Donkey Kong, now we gotta meet all the Kongs, now we gotta recruit them, and now we gotta do this power-ups, now we gotta use these power-ups, and now we gotta meet Yoshi's, and then Princess Peach has to talk about Mario, about how important his life is, and how there's all galaxies out there, seizing Rosalina, and now we gotta go here, now we gotta go here, and now we gotta make all these Mario Karts, and to reference that, because that ride's at Universal. Did you see that, kids? Go to that ride at Universal, get your parents to take you there, make us money. And now we gotta go here, now we gotta go here, and Luigi's captured by Bowser, and Bowser's trying to figure out what's with Mario, but Mario doesn't know who Bowser is, and Luigi doesn't know who Bowser is, and. That is my biggest concern now with the movie, outside of the issues I've already covered. That is my biggest concern. That the movie will have an intense pacing problem, a lack of necessary world building because it will rely on your knowledge of the games already to do the work for them. And it just won't mesh well as a cohesive story. So I'm very concerned that this movie is going to not even be made for Nintendo fans to go, ooh, they did that. That's exciting. Oh, I finally get to see that, on the big screen. But more Nintendo historians and purists to make YouTube videos after the movie comes out, documenting all 20 of the Easter eggs you missed. I think that is going to be more the speed of this movie, based on that alone. I could be wrong, but I'm just really concerned that they are going to overwhelm us with the environments and the power-ups, and make that push the story forward more than the actual characters. Now for the bigger thing. I gotta play it again, sorry.
Meow. Ah! You got the cat box! Oh my... I'm sorry. Okay. Now you die.
Only in theaters April 7th, rated PG.
Pretty much. I was really hoping Donkey Kong wouldn't talk in this movie. I was really, really hopeful that he would stay at just basic grunts and noises. I have nothing against Seth Rogen, honestly. But I was really hoping that Donkey Kong didn't talk. I'm not saying Donkey Kong can't talk. I love the Donkey Kong Country show the same way I love The Room. It's hilariously bad, and it's a lot of fun to watch and make fun of. And Donkey Kong's voice actor is a very good singer. Like, seriously, he's a really damn good singer. Diddy's isn't, but Donkey Kong's voice actor is a very good singer.
You look just like a solar-powered turbocharged washing machine.
I'm not light on my feet, now I clank and I squeak, but my voice is the same when I speak. My hand looks like aluminum foil. Does this mean that I need a tune-up and a change of oil? I'm a metalhead, a metalhead, a metalhead, a metalhead. I'm a metalhead, a metalhead, a metalhead.
But that doesn't mean Donkey Kong should talk regularly, in my opinion. Rogan sounds fine. Unlike Pratt, I don't have a problem with the voice. And I admit, in my first reaction, when I kept putting up my hand to every voice that I didn't like the sound of, I was being a little too harsh. Because those are only just my first impressions. Like very knee-jerk reactions. So I was being a little too harsh there. I think Black sounds fine. I think Charlie Day sounds fine. Taylor Joy is fine enough, and I'm hopeful Keegan-Michael Key keeps that tone. I really like that he doesn't have some cutesy sing-song voice right now as Toad. And also, I will say, between the backpack and the frying pan, I think it's pretty obvious that he's supposed to be Captain Toad. At least that's what they're hinting at, that he's supposed to be Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. I'm pretty sure, and that's what makes him the central Toad that Mario meets, I think. I will also say that the one good thing to Seth Rogen's DK talking is that now we will have full reign to dub lines from Donkey Kong Country over him. And that will be fun. The other piece of it is that animation still looks good. Looks better than I expected it to. I think it will actually flow really well. And again, if most of the movie is genuinely Chris Pratt's Mario getting constantly beat up through wild slapstick, I will really enjoy this movie. But this point in the movie, this point in the trailers, has basically told me I won't like Chris Pratt's performance. I will probably call it what I'm going to dub a paycheck performance, which is when an actor is literally just doing the voice and reading off the lines so that they can get the paycheck and they don't care if the character sounds good or not. Perfect examples of this is everyone in Scoob except Frank Welker and Martin Scorsese in Shark Tale. That's what I would call a paycheck performance. I think that's what it's going to be with Pratt. I don't like how he sounds. It is what it is. I might eventually. I don't right now. And I really don't like how this part sounds. It sounds like he's trying to be badass or trying to sound like he becomes more confident. And I think his whole arc in the movie will be the reluctant hero. He's just going to be the reluctant hero. I don't want to take on this responsibility. I'm unfamiliar with this place. It's too confusing to me. But with the power of my friends guiding me along the way, and the more and more fights I get into, I will grow up, learn what it means to truly be a hero, and with the power of the MacGuffin star, I will defeat the big bad evil Bowser. That is the essential part of his arc, I think. Quite literally textbook hero's journey. That's my honest opinion on it. I know that I rambled a lot in this, but genuinely this TV spot gave us a lot to talk about. Especially now that it's January. We're going to... it's almost February, actually. It's like days away from February. We are about to start really going into the crunch time on advertising. Remember that the first trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog 2 premiered in December of 2021 at the Game Awards, when the movie itself was slated for an April release, conveniently the exact same day as the Mario movie is coming out this year. Interesting. But more importantly, there was a little under 4 months between those. The McDonald's toys did not come out until middle of March, and all McDonald's toys go for a month, usually. Despite the fact that we seem to have accidentally already gotten the toys leaked out with McDonald's, which is a whole other rabbit hole that I'm not going down right now. And yes, I know about the Starfy toy. I'm really concerned about that, but that's not mine to go over right now. That I'm pretty late to the game on that one. We're going to start really seeing the advertising, and we're going to start seeing the not product placements, the promotional materials and the tie-ins. Since Illumination loves doing tie-ins with their movies. So we're probably going to see Chris Pratt's Mario at IHOP soon. Because, yeah, Illumination repeatedly works with IHOP. I'm not joking. We're going to start really seeing that. And in doing that, I'm going to start being really critical and talk about this movie a lot more, probably. At this point, it looks like I'm definitely seeing this movie. I'm probably going to try and see it with some of my friends, and if they like it, my friends know exactly who they are in hearing this. If you guys enjoy this movie and I don't, more power to you. I will make sure I am not a jerk to you because you enjoyed this movie. If I don't. Because we each are we each have our own opinions. And if you enjoyed this movie when I didn't, I'm really glad you could find something in it that brought you enjoyment. So I will definitely make sure. Even if I don't like this movie when I do a review of it, even if I hate this movie, like genuinely hate it, I will make sure that it is clear there is nothing wrong with you liking it. Unless it genuinely offends me or does something truly offensive, which I highly doubt it will because this is an Illumination movie, I really don't think there's going to be any reason for me to say you shouldn't like this movie or how dare you for liking this. Because that's not being a critic, that's being a jerk. And that's no good. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys soon.